What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 3 and the second expansion for the game. This of course is the Hot Wheels expansion. I've been looking forward to this ever since it was announced about a week or two ago, and today we're going to be basically mainly just looking through the cars, not necessarily the expansion itself, but we're going to be looking at all the new cars, the 9 new cars added to the game. First up we have the Chrysler VH Valiant Charger RTE49, very long name. This is the slowest car in the pack, the lowest PI, only in C-Class, and I mean, it's okay. To be honest, it is probably the least interesting car in this pack. It's basically just, I mean, it's a Charger, it's a Dodge Charger really. However, it has a little bit of a different look, to what I would expect, but I guess it's been Hot Wheelized, I don't really know. But it's okay from standard in C-Class. It's quite slow, especially on these crazy Hot Wheel circuits. So it's probably the least interesting in the pack. Up next we have the Hot Wheels Rip Rod. This is the first car you drive when you start up the expansion. Basically, you have to do a little race or a little drive to a festival, and then I think a race in this car. Actually, can't remember off by heart. I don't know, but the first proper race you do is with the Rip Rod. It's in B class, and it's actually a really nice car. It feels a hell of a lot faster than what you would expect in B class. It's a very nice handling car, and for the first car you drive in the expansion, it's a lot of fun. It really gets around the circuits really nicely. The circuit that I have here drives really nicely around it. It's got some good speed about it as well, and it's all around a pretty cool car. Next up is the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker. Now, any of you who've played Forza Motorsport 6 and got the DLC for that would have heard about the Bone Shaker, because this was in a Forza Motorsport 6 DLC. I never actually played that DLC, never drove this car, because that DLC came out before I got Motorsport 6, and I think it's one of the, it doesn't come with a car pass, so I haven't bothered getting it, but yeah, so I'm driving it for the first time here in this video today, and it's pretty good. I mean, this is in A class, I believe. Yes, it is in A class, and it's a little bit slidey. However, it's not a bad car, but the visibility is not great. Next up we have the Hot Wheels Ford Mustang. This car was also in Motorsport 6 in, I believe, the same DLC. Once again, I mean, it's a nice car. This one is right at the top of S1 class, and it is a little bit of a handful. It's a little bit slidey. I imagine it will be rear-wheel drive with it being a Mustang, so it is quite slidey. It has a decent amount of power, being up there in S1 class as well. It's basically just a kind of mid-2000s Mustang, like a 2005, 2006 Mustang, but with a lot of body modifications on it and a hell of a lot more power. It's a pretty fun car to drive, and it's nice to see it in the pack, I suppose. Next up is the last of the Hot Wheels cars, the Hot Wheels Twin Mill. Now, as you can see here, the visibility in this car is absolutely awful in cockpit view. It has like these two giant, what are they, superchargers or something on the front, and you just can't see anything. So I only stayed in that view for a little while, and then I went to kind of the bonnet view, because, well, it's pretty much impossible to drive with those giant things in front of your face. This is also in S1 class, I believe, right at the top as well, same PI as the Mustang. And it's a really fun car to drive. It drives really nicely. It can be a little bit of a handful, however on the most part it's really fun. It's just such a fun car to drive. I have a little issue there with it banging into the wall, but altogether it's a pretty cool car. Next up we have the Jeep Trailcat. Now, some of you guys may know what I think about Jeeps. They're not my favourite cars in the world. I just don't really like Jeeps. However, it's nice to have them in the game because you can customize them, you can make them crazy and cool. So having this in the game I don't mind it. It's nice having it. It's something a little bit different. It's quite a big car actually, and it would be interesting. I don't think it's really suited. It's right at the top of S1 class. It feels a bit slow for that, to be honest. As I smack into a wall, I think it would be better at off-roading and stuff. But yeah, maybe doing a Blizzard Mountain descent on this could be interesting. Next up is the Pagani Zonda R. Now, this car's, it's an awesome car. I mean, who doesn't like the Zonda R, right? It's just a pretty cool car. I've driven it in quite a few games before, so really it doesn't interest me that much, just because I've driven it in a lot of games. However, as a car, it's very nice. It's fast, of course, really high up there in S2 class. Very, very quick. It's just a good car. I mean, there's not really too much to say about the Zonda. I imagine a lot of people who've played a lot of racing games like myself have probably driven it before because it's in quite a lot of games. And the final car, oh no, this isn't the final car, sorry. The second to final car is the Toyota Hilux Arctic Trucks 838. Yeah, this is an interesting car. Went over a jump, I got onto two wheels, and that was quite interesting. I don't know what happened there. I went over a jump and it went onto two wheels and stayed on two wheels until it crashed into the wall because I couldn't turn it. So that was interesting. But yeah, this is an interesting car. It's in, I can't remember what class it's in. C? Or is it in S1? I can't remember. It's in a class somewhere. But it's not particularly interesting to drive, at least from standard. And then finally we have the Zenvo ST1, which is a pretty cool car. I wasn't expecting to see this in the pack. However, it's a really cool car, a hypercar from Denmark? Is it Denmark? It's somewhere like that. I think it's Denmark. And it's just a really cool car. It's nice to see it in the game. Never driven this. Oh wait, no, I think I have. Have I driven this in the game? Was it in Drive Club? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. But anyway, haven't really driven it before. If I have, only ever once in one other game. But it's a pretty cool car, something a little bit different. It's nice to have some more hypercars in the game. So anyway, there we go. Those are the 9 cars in the pack. Altogether, I think this is a pretty good expansion with some good cars in it. All the Hot Wheels cars are great. The Pagani Zonda R is alright. The Zenvo is really, really cool. I don't really care for the Toyota Hilux because it's a bit slow. However, with some upgrades, it could be interesting. And I think the worst car in the pack is definitely the Chrysler. It's just not very interesting. It doesn't spark my interest at all. And it's just a little bit of a boring car in my opinion. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.